Namaste and welcome to today's English class of grade 2. Today we are in Unit 10. The time and days. Time and days is our unit name. Under that we are doing lesson clock time. And today we are starting our class with a riddle. Alright, do you like riddles? Most of you like, right? So a riddle makes us think and okay, we have different answers. So it makes us think. Okay, let's see what's the question. Here it is. So guess, think and guess. What is it? Okay. The riddle is, I am something that is often round. I am something often round, but I am not a pizza base. Pizza base. Have you eaten pizza? Yes. How it is? What's the shape of pizza? Round, right? And we cut that into slices and eat. But not pizza base. It's not pizza base. Pizza base is like chapati, roti, right? How is it? Round. I have hands. I have hands, but I don't have fingers. I don't have fingers. And have numbers on my face. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. There are numbers on the face. Now guess what I am. What am I? What am I? Come on, make a guess. Let me read the question once again. I am something that is often round, but often means not always, sometimes in other shapes too. But I am not a pizza base. I have hands, but don't have fingers and have numbers on my face. What am I? What am I? Yes, let me show you the pictures. So what is it? Here are questions, some more questions about this picture. So what is this? Of course you have recognized this is a clock. C-L-O-C-K, clock. This is a clock. You have recognized and you can see it is round in shape. I have also a clock. Look at here. Okay. So what's the shape of this clock? Round. But does it necessary that it is always round? No. So we have other shapes too. Sometimes square, triangle. Do we have triangle? Maybe. And oval. So we have different shapes. Sometimes heart shape, right? Heart shaped clock. So we find clocks in different shapes and colors too. But commonly they have the same function, same work. What does it tell? What does it tell? What is the work of the clock? So this is a clock. It tells us time, right? We ask, what time is it? What time is it? And it tells us time. We look at the clock and we come to know about time. Next question, how many hands does it have? Look at here in this clock in the picture. 1, 2, 3. But some clocks, the one I am holding, it has only 2. 1 and 2. This is longer and this is shorter. 2 hands, longer and shorter. This longer hand, do you know what does it called? These hands, what do we call it? They have their own names like yours. They also have names. Do you know what are their names? Let me tell you. This shorter hand is called hour hand, hours. 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, right? Hours hand, hour hand. And this one, this long one, it has name. The name of this long hand is minute hand. Okay, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, right? Minutes. It shows minutes and it shows hours. And how do we come to know about time? We will discuss later. Okay? So this is about hands of clock, and some clocks, look at here in the picture, we have hour hand, minute hand, and then second hand. Alright? Are you clear? Okay, thank you. Let's move further. What is there? Oh my God, here's a clock song. Okay, so we are going to sing a clock song, a song related to clock. That's why it is a clock song. So everybody stand up and enjoy a song of clock song. Let's start singing and enjoy it together. Here it goes. The clock is ticking tick-tock. What's the time, Mr. Clock? The clock is ticking tick-tock. What's the time, Mr. Clock? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. What's the time, Mr. Clock? The clock is ticking tick-tock, tick-tock. What's the time, Mr. Clock? The clock is ticking tick-tock, tick-tock. What's the time, Mr. Clock? 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. What's the time, Mr. Clock? Yay! Let's sing once again, all of you, okay? The clock is ticking tick-tock. What's the time, Mr. Clock? The clock is ticking tick-tock. What's the time, Mr. Clock? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. What's the time, Mr. Clock? The clock is ticking tick-tock, tick-tock. What's the time, Mr. Clock? The clock is ticking tick-tock, tick-tock. What's the time, Mr. Clock? 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. What's the time, Mr. Clock? Yay! So we ask time with Mr. Clock, okay? And we come to know about time with clock. So I hope you enjoyed this song of clock, and everybody, you can practice, listen again and practice at your home, okay? Now let's move further. What is there? Here is story of a clock. I'm going to tell you a story of a clock, okay? Let's see, what is the story about? The title of the story is The Old Clock's New Hand. The clock is old, but hands are new. Let's go through the story. Let's read and know about the story. Do you have any guess? How would be the story? There must be a clock which has new hands. Okay, so here the clock is, in the story, the clock is regarded as like a person who can speak. The clock is taken as a person who can speak. So people asked time with the clock. Let's read and find out what happens in the story. The old clock's new hand. Tick tock, tick tock. How does the sound is produced by the clock? How does this clock make sound? Tick tock, tick tock. Long, long ago, there was an old clock. There was an old clock, not new one, old one. Okay? So long, long ago, there was an old clock. Then what happened? What happened with that clock? Any guess? Let's read. Okay, let's read and find out. Then every people used to ask there, okay, people out there used to ask, what time is it, old clock? All the people asked, what time is it, old clock? It is 1 o'clock. Though it was old clock, it used to give correct time. It used to it told correct time. One day, a snake came there. Nobody liked the snake. Do you like snake? I was so afraid of snake. I don't like it. I'm afraid of it. Nobody talked to the snake. That's why nobody liked it. Nobody talked to the snake. Then, see the picture of snake. Nobody liked it. Nobody talked to it. Then, the old clock and the snake became friends. But old clock was not afraid of this snake. So they became friends. Okay. Your big hand is on 12. Your little hand is on 4. What did it say? Big hand on 12 and little hand on 4. What time is it? So snake was so curious. Snake became friend of clock, and then snake asked to whom? The clock. The big hand is in the 12 and short hand is in the 4. Then what is the time? Can you tell? What is the time? Can you look at the clock and tell the time? Some of you might have already learned about it, right? So what's the time? It is 4 o'clock. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 o'clock. And one night it was stormy. There was wind blowing here and there. Everything scattered here and there. So people were running, rushing, and it was a very scary. It was scary time. And the big hand broke. The big hand of clock broke. And the little hand broke too. Both hands broken. Okay, so broken. What happened? See, big hand and little hand both broke. The next day, when storm was not there, the environment was cool and calm, everything was okay. When everything was okay, people did not know time. How could they know? Because they did not know time because the hands of the clocks were broken. And we cannot know time when there is no hands of clock. So all the people were feeling very sad. They were feeling sad. What time is it? What time is it? What time is it? All people, They started to ask with each other, with clock. What time is it? What time is it? What time is it? Oh, people started to talk about time. What time is it? They did not know the time. What happens if we do not know time? Can we work our daily work properly if we do not know time? Obviously not. We do all the activities, our all activities, they are according to the clock, according to the time, right? Time. And if we do not have clock, then we cannot do our activities on time. Sorry, I don't know the time. The old clock cried. Okay, look at here in the picture. Tears coming out of the eyes of the clock because its hands were broken. Hands were broken, that's why the clock could not tell the time. And then the snake. Who was the snake? Friend of clock. Clock made the friendship with snake and wanted to help him. The snake wanted to help whom? Clock. Why? Because they are friends. उनीहरू साथीहरू हो नि त, अब हेल्प गर्नुपर्छ कि पर्दैन? Obviously, they need to help each other because they are friends. I will help you. Who said? I will help you. कसले भन्यो होला? Who said? Obviously, the snake. The snake said, I will help you. I can be your hands. What did the snake say? Snake can be the hands of clock. Look at here. What happened? The snake became hand of the clock. The snake became hand of the clock. Both hands. Hour hand and minute hand. Both hands. Right? So clock became, obviously, the old clock was happy and smiling and laughing. Ha 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 ha. The clock was so happy. And the snake was happy too. Both were happy. The clock was happy. The snake was also happy too. See their smiley faces, happy faces. So when we help, helping is really great thing. हामीले जहिले पनि अरूलाई के गर्नुपर्छ? Help गर्नुपर्छ. And that makes us smile, right? So helping is a good thing. We have to help other people. When we help other people, we can bring smile to their faces. And we also, whenever we need help, we also get help from others if we help others. Alright? So we need to help each other, and that makes us happy. What time is it? What time is it? Again, people started to come and ask, what time is it? What time is it? And this time, what do you think the clock replied? Look at the clock. What is the reply? Yes, it is 6 o'clock. The long hand is in 12 and the short hand is in 6. So that means it is 6 o'clock. The 6 o'clock. The clock was happy to answer. It is 6 o'clock. Then everybody was happy. Everybody was laughing. Everybody was laughing. Ha 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 ha. And clock was also laughing too. The snake was also laughing. Everybody was happy again. Their happy days were there again. All celebrated their happiness with clock. Okay, this was the story of clock. Did you like that? I like it very much because the story was of two friends who were very good friends, right? Good friends. And it was about clock. Somehow you must have learned about time as well. Did you notice? What did you learn in the story? You must have learned something in the story, how we look at the time how we look at the time in the clock, right? So how do we look at the time? That is what we are going to learn and practice in today's class. How do we know whether it is 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock? How do we say that? So you must have learned numbers, haven't you? First of all, look at the numbers over here. What is this? 1. Okay, look at here in the clock. I am holding a clock and there are numbers as it was given in the riddle as well. I have numbers on my face. These are the numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is this? 7, 8, 9, 1, 0, 10. 1, 1, 11. 1, 2, 12. So we have 12 numbers in the clock, right? And 2 hands. 12 numbers and 2 hands. Now these 2 hands will tell us what time is it. Okay, so let's move further and come to know about the time. Okay, now let's go further. What is there? Before that, we have something in our book, some activities, okay, related to the time. Listen and say, okay. So I'm going to ask you some question about this picture. Look at the picture carefully and you have to tell me what can you see in the picture. What can you see in the picture? Come on, tell me fast. One person can say one thing. What can you see in the picture? Okay, this is a very beautiful picture. In this picture, we can see a blue sky, right? Blue sky, green ground, green and brown mixed. And there is a building, right? It looks like a house. Is it a house? May not be. This must be let me guess, school? Yeah. This is a school. A school is there. And then who are these people? Who are these children? They look like children, like you. Who are these? What are they wearing? Yes, they are wearing uniform. It means they must be students of this school, right? And where are they standing? Obviously, they are standing on the school ground. So they are standing in the school ground in front of school, right? And what are they looking at? See, all of them are looking at something that is hung on the wall of this school. What is this? What is this? Round in shape with numbers on the face and 2 hands. So what is this? Obviously, this is a clock. What is this? A clock. All the students are looking at clock. What do you think? Why they are looking at the clock? Because our school routine runs according to the clock. हैन त? What do you do when it is 10 o'clock? 10 बजे के गर्छौ? What do you do? So you stand in the line, right? Stand in the line. The assembly is conducted in school. So assembly, this must be assembly time, and they are assembled in front of school. So they are in the assembly. Now look at here. What's the time? What's the time? It's 10 o'clock, miss. So it's 10 o'clock. What's Pukar doing? He's standing in the line. So it was 10 o'clock and Pukar is standing in the line. In this, Pukar must be among these children, right? What time is it? Okay, now we learn the time. So look at in this picture, what time is it? The long hand, look at the long hand. Look at this long hand, okay? This long hand. Where is the long hand? In 12. And this short hand, look at this short hand. Where is it? This hour hand is in 1. Okay? This is the position in the picture also. Long hand, minute hand. Minute hand is in 12 and this short hour hand is in 1. So it is, that means it is 1 o'clock. Okay, do not forget. So this short hand, wherever this short hand points, that is the time. And this long hand should point at 12. Likewise, if it is like this, it remains at the 12 and it is here. If it shows 2 and 12, it is a 2 o'clock, obviously. Similarly, okay, what is this? Like this. 3 is missed, direct 4. So, this is 4 o'clock, okay, 4 o'clock. Next, okay, we come to back to over here. So, what is this time? What time is it? Yes, this is 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock. Now, if it is like this, okay, up and down. This hour hand points to 6 and longer hand points to 12. It is 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Like that, this is 5. 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. Next. This is like this. Okay. Okay, this is the way. Short hand in the 8 and long hand in the 12. It's 8 o'clock. Then if it is here, it shows 7 and 12. It is 7 o'clock. Then if it is like this, short hand shows 10, 1, 0, 10 and long hands in the 1, 2, 12. It is 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. Next picture. Okay, I will remain silent now. You can tell, right? Short hand in the 9, long hand in the 12. So what is it? What time is it? It's 9 o'clock. Okay. What time is it when both hands are here by 12? What time is it then? It's 12 o'clock, right? 12 o'clock. And if it is like this, it's, what time is it? 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock. So we have done with this. Now we know time. So how to look at the time? Long hand should be in 12 and short hand, the number the short hand points is the time. Okay. लामो सुई र छोटो सुई हुन्छ. छोटो सुईले जुन नम्बरलाई देखाउँछ त्यो टाइम हुन्छ, right? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. We have learned all o'clocks. 1 to 12. Now look at this. Tell the time. Look at this slide. Tell the time. Now the short hand is in 10 and long hand is in 12. It's o'clock. Now tell the time. What's this time? It is 10 o'clock, right? The short hand is in 10 and the long hand is in 12. It is 10 o'clock. Okay. One more question. The short hand is in 5 and the long hand is in 12. As if short hand is in 5, long hand is in 12. What is it? It is 5 o'clock. Okay, so this is 5 o'clock. Now, there is a conversation. There is a conversation regarding time. Okay, time. Now, Pukar and Preeti, they are talking about the time. we, as I said, we do different activities according to time, or we do something at the time. So let's read this oral conversation. All of you can also practice with your friends or family, any member. Pukar, what time do you get up? What time do you get up? Preeti, I get up at 6. Pukar, what time does your sister get up? Preeti, she gets up at 6:30. 6:30. Pukar, what time do you go to bed? Preeti, I go to bed at 9. 9 means 9 o'clock. Pukar, what time does your sister go to bed? She goes to bed at 8:30. Okay, so what is this 6:30, 8:30? We will come to know about this in next class. Okay, today we have just practiced o'clock. O'clock. Okay, here now, okay, these pictures are related to this conversation. When do you get up and when you go to bed? When do you get up? 6 in the morning. And when do you go to bed? 9 at night. Now match the clock with their time. So we have learned all the time. What is 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Likewise, we have learned up to 12 o'clock. Anyways, here I have got 4 pictures of clock. Right? Observe, look at this clock properly and their hands. In which number they are pointing. The longer hand and shorter hand. Longer hand and shorter hand. So look at carefully which time is it. And here in the other column I have times. 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 1 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock, it's 8 o'clock, it's 4 o'clock, it's 1 o'clock. So o'clock times are given in another column. We have 2 columns. Now what do we need to do? We need to match this time with the right clock. Okay? So let's start with number 1. Number 1, the picture shows which time? The longer hand is in 12. The longer hand is in 12. The shorter hand is in 1. What time is it? What time is it? It's 1 o'clock. Obviously 1 o'clock. Now can you tell the time 1 o'clock? Obviously, right? So the number shown by this shorter hand is the time. Do not forget. Alright? Now this shorter hand goes to tick tock, tick tock, tick tock to the 4. Pointing to 4, and this is here in the 12th. Now what happens? What's the time? The time is 4 o'clock. It is 4 o'clock. Now it remains at 12. Now I will just move this to the another number. Okay. So what time is it? And it is given in the picture as well. It is, it is 8 o'clock. Okay, it is 8 o'clock. Then final one. I will just change the number shown by this hands, and this is it. This is it. So what is this time? The shorter hand is pointing to 6 and longer hand is pointing to 12. 1 to 12. What time is it? It's 12 o'clock, right? Not. It is 6 o'clock. Okay. So we have learned today how to look at the clock and how to know the time in the clock. So as we have discussed, the shape of the clock could be any: round, It could be round, oval, heart shape, triangle, or maybe square, anything, rectangle. So shape may be different, but usually we find in the round shape. And it has numbers. Do not forget. Clock has numbers, and all the clocks, whatever the shape of the clock is, it has up to 12 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 0, 10, 1, 1, 11, 1 to 12. So we have up to 12 numbers in the clock, and it has usually two hands. One is hour, another is minute. Okay, so longer and shorter hand. Longer hand, when longer hand points 12, and this shorter hand, wherever it goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So when it goes to it points to the numbers, the time is that. Okay, so time is that. We have learned about o'clocks today, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed the clock song, story of the clock, and then also the time of the clock and the activities we do according to the clock. And in the next class, we are going to learn about activities that we do with the clock. So this much for today. Thank you. Namaste.